All right, that's enough of that. That is enough of that. That's a little too high. All right, what's going on here? Here we go, starting this off. Hopefully, hopefully this will work. You know, well, we're gonna hope. Anyway, no one's here, not yet anyway. So we're gonna wait for people to come on in. I'm just gonna chill. Anytime, feel free to say hi in chat or wherever else. I am currently chilling, drinking some water. Got to keep hydrated. Now, I'm sure I'll explain this later on too, but I'm trying to get used to talking to myself a little bit. So you see up in the over there we go, corner, the EV Mux. That's the system that I'm using currently. I'm using the free versions because I want to see how well it looks, like on screen, how it comes across, how well it works, things like that. And yeah, if I like it, I will probably go ahead and pay for the service. We'll see. We are going to see how it goes. Hold on one second. Okay. Sorry about this. I'm working out something really quick. There we go. Okay. We're doing it! Oh, then I can test this out. Thanks. You're going to help me test out shit, Johnny. Let's see. Here we go. Highlighting a comment there. And then I can make it disappear. Okay, cool. That works. Johnny, you want to help me test out the guest feature? I will send you a link on Discord. All right, hold on a second. I send you a link on Discord. Okay, there you go. Sent. Now I've only tested this on my like own cell phone, so I know it works, but I haven't tested it with somebody else. So I'm sure the experience is going to be a little bit different. You can do this either on your PC or your, I guess your tablet. You could, or your phone, whatever. Should work. Go. It takes you to a website. Got to give it permission to use your camera and your microphone. Put in your name, and then at some point it should pop up for me. Yeah, I only got this for 2 hours. That's what you get per day on the free service is 2 hours. So I'm kind of using this today to test it out, see how it looks, see how well it works. All right, I think we got you. Hold on a second. Okay, hold on. And there you go. We've got a OBS symbol with palm trees in the background, huh?
Yeah, it's a new haircut. What do you think?
Looks great, man.
I told the barber, you know what? Have you ever heard of OBS? I want my hair to look just like that. I don't have a camera on this computer.
No?
No. How does the sound sound?
Oh, you know what? I was just gonna test that in just a second. Hold on. I'm gonna. Hold on. I'm checking on my tablet. So I might get a little feedback here. Let's see.
I have the stream muted, so I'm just in here with the stream. I can't hear myself, but I guess I could try to hear myself
I
through
have
your
the
stream.
stream muted. Okay, so you are coming through.
In here with the stream. I can't hear
That's
myself,
good.
but I guess I could.
Can you hear the feedback? It's gonna
Yep,
feedback in a
yep.
second.
Uh huh.
Okay, so you are
Uh huh.
coming through. Okay, cool. So that's working. Great.
Cool.
All right, nice. How you been, man? How you been doing?
I'm pretty busy. Yeah, the my bread hustle is
Yeah, how's
kept
that
me
going? Tell
busy
me all about
actually.
that.
Um, I probably had about 50 people order bread, maybe a small fraction of them
Wow.
being repeating customers. For the last 3 weeks, I've been doing bread every day. Today,
Right.
I don't have a bread order. There's been a day in between too where I didn't have to make bread, which was kind of nice.
Yeah. You
You
you've
know how
probably made more bread than I have by now.
it's a possibility.
Yeah, I'm sure you
Holy
have.
shit,
I
dude.
just made a loaf of bread today, just a standard sandwich loaf.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it kind of grew organically. It's not like I sought out to sell bread. I put a
Question though is, are you making a profit, or
yeah, small
yeah?
profit.
I know. Well,
You
with
need
the food
volume.
industry, yeah, the food industry is never a huge profit. On your cost. That's just the way the food industry works. You have to sell volume to make any kind of good money.
Yeah. And how do you make volume
Yeah.
with commercial equipment?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have two Dutch ovens. I can pump out two loaves of bread every 45 minutes or so.
Right.
So, the most loaves I've made in a day was 8. That was just one day. I've never had to make 8 more than that. But 6 was the second highest volume I'd pump out. 6 loaves of bread.
Wow.
At one point, I was doing them one at a time, but now that I can do two at a time, 6 loaves is no big deal. But
Right.
you know how much labor
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
takes to manage a sourdough batch.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's an all day thing,
So
and a lot
you
of
are.
people don't know that.
How are you when you're working with your sourdough? Are you using like stretch and fold, or are you kneading, or what are you doing?
Well, when I double the recipe, which is oh 1600, about 16 and almost 1700 grams of flour in a bowl.
That's doubled. So you're
Yeah,
using like 800 grams per loaf.
805.
Hmm.
It might. Yeah, each loaf is
Some
about
big
800
loaves then.
grams.
Yeah, those are good sized loaves.
Yeah, I sell them for $10, 800-gram
Okay.
loaf, and I deliver. So I advertised on Nextdoor, which only goes to surrounding neighborhoods.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, I haven't had a 20-minute drive. I've had close to it, but anywhere in the 20-minute drive range would be my farthest destination, which is reasonable.
Right.
Um, so you asked about stretch and fold for a two loaf recipe. I will do stretch and fold, but what I find easier with the larger loaves is you scoop it all up and fold it in half, kind of like a slap and fold in a bowl.
Right.
You grab it, it stretches in your hands while you kind of cut it in half.
Right.
Then you rotate it 90 and scoop underneath and let it stretch.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I guess there's more than one way to do a stretch and fold method, but when you have a ton of dough, it
Yeah.
changes a lot.
Right.
So yeah, stretch and fold, about 40-minute increments,
Really,
four
40 minute
times.
that long?
Um,
I usually do mine about 30-minute increments.
yeah, it depends. I mean, I haven't found that big of a difference. The only thing is if you try to do it too early, you can feel that it's still a little stiff.
Sure.
I have overproofed more than once,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. And you will continue to do so.
yeah,
It
and
happens,
so
man.
I mean that's kind of the big factor, right? If you wait too long, you're gonna
Yeah.
overproof, and
Timing.
then your bread's not gonna rise.
Yeah.
So yeah, 35 might be a sweet medium. Um,
What's your inoculation on your loaves? Like how much of your starter do you use?
so my recipe is for 2 loaves of bread, 160 grams of starter,
Really?
620 grams of water, 805 grams of flour.
Okay.
It's kind of a weird number. It's just a recipe that I've been following. I bet I could just round to, 1,000 grams of flour and work my way down.
Are you doing any kind of refrigeration?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I
like an
do.
overnight or anything?
Overnight,
Yeah,
yeah.
good.
There was a book that I was reading that she had a gluten allergy, and she found that if you let it um, ferment in the fridge for 48 hours, her body had an easier time digesting.
Yeah.
And so I tried that. I delivered a loaf yesterday to a lady who I told that to, and I haven't heard back from her if it made a big difference or not. But
Right.
yeah, I'll try to finish early afternoon with the dough and um, maybe like 16 hours in the fridge,
Right.
somewhere around there. But
What's up,
yeah.
Wolfman? Wolfman says, flour, grams. I'm all ears. Not that kind of flour, buddy. Sorry. We're doing a little nerd baking talk here.
Yeah, I do brown, like a whole wheat brown flour, 200 grams to about 600 grams of King Arthur all-purpose is typically what
Mm.
I'll use. I tried the Costco all-purpose,
Yeah.
organic unbleached, and I could feel the difference the first time I handled it, but after that I couldn't tell a difference at all. So I might
Right.
just start buying 20-pound flour for like $16 at Costco.
You know, if you buy more flour, it'll cost you less, right? Like you can
Yeah,
go if you can get into like if you have do you have a Smart and Final near you?
I do. I've never been though.
Smart and Final has where sometimes I mean sometimes I've gotten more than a couple of times. You can get like 25 or 50 pound bags there,
Yeah.
and they get cheaper, and they have like the more they get per pound, you know. So
Yeah,
like I could get like that 16 or that whatever pound bag that you got. You can get like a like I just I can't remember how much it was, but I remember it's you start like just using less. It's just cheaper. It's just cheaper. I can't explain it, but yeah, you know what I
no, I
mean.
get what you're saying.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
50-pound bag of flour that they had at Costco didn't have much information on the label, so I was a little hesitant on committing to a large bag of flour when I don't know what the gluten content is. I don't
Well, they'll
I
tell
don't
you.
know.
They'll tell you what the protein is. That's what you need to know is the protein.
Yeah, so the big bag, I looked, they only had two choices. They had, two 10-pound bags for 16 or a 50-pound bag for a little bit more, and I couldn't find enough info on the label to commit to the big bag, but I totally agree with you. You will save money buying in bulk.
Yeah, yeah. And then for you, I would assume that would be a benefit. I don't know how much you would save, but
Yeah,
you
so
know.
I created an email for my sourdough and I made a Gmail account, and then I made a Google form with pictures to order, and then the Google form imports to a Google Sheet to keep track of my orders. And it all started on Nextdoor. And what's interesting is the first post on Nextdoor got a shitload of views, and then the next one got quite a bit less, maybe a third. And then the next one got even less than that. Next one less than that. And I don't know if people are just like, oh yeah, whatever, that's the sourdough guy. I'm not even gonna look at it, or
Right.
if next door is like, oh, this guy's first post, he hasn't posted in a few years. Let's get him to the front and let people see it. Oh, this guy's posting the same shit again. Let's just,
Yeah.
not really put him to the top. So I don't know if I'm going to blame the algorithm or the interest. I can't really figure that out yet.
Yeah.
But so I was kind of running dry on Nextdoor, so I went down my email list and I sent an email to everybody, and I got a little bump, but right now it kind of slowed back down again. So I'm at the point where if I want to continue to make bread, I have to figure out another avenue for
Get the word out.
marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're thinking about making flowers with a QR code to the order form in the neighborhood, and just start close and work your way out. And if it doesn't continue to grow, then it was fun while it lasted, you know?
Yeah. 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 I get what you mean. I mean, it's part of the excitement is pursuing it, right?
Yeah. And you think about, well, if I had more customers than I can handle, then I'd maybe have the incentive to buy some small commercial equipment and maybe rent out a little bakery shop, a little space,
Right.
or get an outdoor oven that can do 4 loaves at a time. Um, but yeah, it kind of fizzled out, to be honest with you. I don't know
Hmm.
how I don't know how the future holds. Right now is kind of the turning point where it could go one way or the other.
Huh.
Yeah,
Well.
that's how these things go. And out here, the summer's so damn hot, all the snowbirds have left, so we have
Right.
just the strong desert rats.
Are
Uh,
there any like restaurants or anything like that you could sell to in town?
yeah, that's a really valid point, and I have been recommended that route and thought about it myself, but I am not officially registered with the county yet to sell
Mm, right.
as a home kitchen. And if you do, I think I'd
There's
have to create another LLC.
ugh.
And so I don't know
That's a headache, right?
if I want to do all that yet. It costs money, you
Yeah.
know. It costs I don't know, 500-600 bucks to get your LLC going, and then you got
Right.
to do a yearly thing and then report it on taxes. And so if it exploded, I would do it and be like, oh yep,
Sure.
we're doing it. But at this point in time, I don't know if it's worth it yet. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to sell to restaurants until then, I think, right?
Right. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely would need to get. You have to get your p's and q's and everything else all in order and make sure, that it's worth your time.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's the
but
thing.
it's a
Well,
fun journey. I'm
yeah,
enjoying
man.
it.
I'm jealous. I've been jealous of two people in my life. You and another friend of mine, and you both are doing things that I've wanted to do, but haven't been able to for the same reason, which is my arthritis, my mobility,
Yeah,
and it's I say jealous in the sense of like not like I'm envious in the sense of oh damn I've got ill feelings or anything like that but more like oh damn these guys are having fun doing the things that I wished I could do and I feel like I'm kind of like vicariously living through your
yeah.
success so I want you to succeed at this because I want to
And
know it's maybe that
yeah,
one could have been
no,
me.
I totally get it. And the good news is we don't live close enough apart where if we would be competing with each other, So if you
Yeah,
when I hope your surgery goes well and you're able to get back comfortably
yeah,
standing
some
for a
of it.
long period of time, so you could just give it a try. It is
Yeah,
fun, and I know you're good at it. I've seen the pictures. So
yeah,
especially if it's something that you enjoy, that will be really cool to see about in the future.
right. Well,
But it's a lot of work for not a lot of money. But
yeah.
I do have a lot of cash now.
Probably more
Just
than you
like
want, huh?
I never really deal with cash. I always get paid with through digital and stuff. But
Oh yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
funny to have just a lot of bread dough now. Literally, figuratively, I guess I should say.
Right. That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, and then I just I take the money that I made for bread to buy the stuff and just
Put it back in, yeah.
yeah, put it back in. I don't know how it's gonna. Like I said, I'm at a turning point, so I'll let you know how it goes.
Oh,
I
I
think
hope
it's
nothing
kind of
but the
up to
best,
me.
man.
It's kind of up to me where I take it, though. If I just let it fizzle, then it'll fizzle.
Right. Well, you know, that and just sometimes it's pure luck, the people in the area and how
Yeah.
much they want bread and, all that other stuff. So that's great. Hey, yeah, Wolf is out there. Wolf, how you doing, man? You working right now, or what are you doing, buddy? Wolf's over there in the chat, saying, "What do you call a well-dressed lion? A dandelion." Oh, I think you've been hanging around too many third graders. But yeah, so hey, let me ask you a question. Since this is like my first time trying this out, I got to ask you, what's the experience of talking to me through this? I saw it on my phone, and but I couldn't actually talk to myself. So are you using? Since I assume you're using a laptop right now, right?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm on my
No.
desktop. I
Okay.
got my Yeti mic. You're coming through
Right.
just
Right.
like we'd be talking on Discord. The sound quality is great.
Right.
The link opened me up into my default browser, which is Chrome. It says it wants to use your mic and camera, and is that okay? And I go, yes, yes. I make a name and click go, and I'm here. Yeah,
All
it
working.
was pretty easy.
Nice.
Yeah, good experience so far. You can't get any simpler than that, and like I said, sound quality is good. I haven't heard any internet stutters or
Good. Good.
yeah, it seems to be working perfect.
I think Wolf is working right now. If he wasn't working, I'd have him because I can do like for the free one because that's why I have that thing right there that says powered by EV Mux.
Okay.
That's the service that I'm using,
Uh-huh.
and I'm using the free version because I wanted to set it up, see how easy it was to work with, and then give it a test and see if it works well and if I like it and if I'm happy with like the quality of how everything looks, how everything sounds, then I'll probably get the service, pay for the basic service. So, but I wanted to try it out first. So thanks for helping me try that out.
My pleasure.
How's your kid doing, man? He's got to be getting big, huh?
Yeah,
What is
he's
he?
huge. He's 270 pounds, 6'5". No, he's such a big kid for his age, though. He's sleeping right now.
Yeah, that's
He's
good.
saying more words every day.
He's two now, right? Three?
He's
How old is
3,
he?
yeah.
Three.
He's
Yeah, that's
3.
right.
He's a February baby, so,
Right.
3 years and a few months.
Yeesh.
Yeah, man, he's a stud. He had a play date a few days ago. I made some homemade pizza for everybody, and we got a new play set in the backyard, swings and slides and climby stuff. And
That's
yeah,
fun.
him and his little girlfriend, they had a blast. Like, we were out in the backyard till almost 10 o'clock. I mean, he's got so many toys and stuff. They were having a lot of fun.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, he's doing well,
It's a
man.
fun time as a parent, for sure.
Yeah, I
So let me ask you a question about your wife there. Is she a hair gel mom?
Your Joe mom with the
A hair
kid.
gel. Well, see, there's two types of moms, especially
Uh
with
huh.
boys. Two
Uh
types
huh.
of moms with boys, right? There's
Yeah.
hair gel mom and there's no hair gel mom. So hair gel mom is every time that kid leaves the house, puts a bunch of gel in his hair, styles his hair, and then sends him on his way. Then there's the
Uh,
other type of mom that don't give a fuck, get out of my house.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Go out and play or something like that. So is
Well,
she a hair gel mom or is she a not care mom?
so as far as literal hair gel, he's got some really nice curls, so you can't really gel curly hair, right?
Okay, okay,
It
nice.
just doesn't work. So,
Right, strong
but
curls.
we like to, put on at home. I don't care. He can have dirty clothes or just a diaper or nothing at all, But when he goes
Right,
out, he's got tons of outfits, but we don't dress him to the nines
right.
on a regular basis. Just something comfortable.
Sure,
So
that's cool. That's cool.
yeah,
The thing about hair gel moms, and the reason I mentioned it is because they seem to only pop up around three. right?
Ah,
So
yeah.
like around, or it comes around like close to or around 3 years old. That's when you see the hair gel mom kind of like come out, right?
No,
It
not yet.
not yet. Okay. Usually, in most cases, it only lasts maybe about a year, maybe 2 years, and then they like
Uh-huh.
get over it. And then you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
the sum. Then that's when you see the mother that's like really concerned about their kid's hair, or
Right.
style, or the way they look, or the way they
Uh-huh.
present themselves, like all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I was just thinking about it the other day. I was talking about it with someone the other day, and so when you mentioned it was three, I thought, oh, hair gel mom.
Nah, we're not like
But
that.
that's good. Well, it wouldn't matter either way. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not making kind of any kind of moral
No,
judgment about it or anything like that.
you
Just
totally were. No, I'm kidding.
how's
Uh,
how's the business going? Is that still going on?
yeah, I kind of took a back seat early.
Yeah,
That's probably why I pursued the sourdough endeavor,
yeah,
just to kind of give that a test. I mean, I got a lot of good experience from it. We still have clients, but my business partner, who's the developer, got a government job doing programming where they are building some sort of warrant system to keep track of people who have warrants, And
yeah.
so he's getting paid well, and he is a lot of his time is accounted for, so he hasn't really had the time to put in on this business. So yeah, I mean, it's still alive. We're still in the positive, but we're not
Right.
retiring anytime soon off of it or anything like that. But it still has a lot of potential. There's
Yeah.
a potential where the sky is the limit, really.
Right.
But marketing and luck and hard work, all those fun things are a factor, and time is just not one of the things that we have a lot of.
Well, that's one of the things that I always pushed against when you hear people talk about starting up a business, and which is that all it takes to be successful is hard work,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
You know how many businesses start and then fail within the first just 2 years?
All of them. Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, like
Almost
it's
all.
like almost all. And
Yeah.
someone's going to tell me all those people didn't work hard?
No.
That's ridiculous. There's a lot of things that go into it. There's
Yeah.
luck. There's being in
Yep.
the right place at the right time. There's knowing the right person. There's
Having
having
the
the
right
right
product
idea.
or service. Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Knowing what your market is, things like that.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
you can bust your balls and still not get anywhere. So
Yeah, I mean, you can't have hard, chewy bread selling to old people with dentures. You
yeah, right,
gotta
exactly.
you gotta make some soft, fluffy bread.
That's right.
uh, just
Gotta
one
know
quick
who to market
thought
to. What?
about the bread thing is
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of country clubs out here. It only really takes one lady with a big mouth at a country club to tell all her friends and give me you know,
That's right.
a good word.
It's all it
So
takes. You gotta
I,
hustle it.
I've been putting in my time. I've gotten into a lot of different country clubs, and I'm hoping that, it has spread a little bit, maybe three people in a club. Like, oh, I heard,
Do,
Nancy Jones told me about the bread.
does your country club have a diner?
Um, each one does. Mine, the one that I live in, doesn't. It's not in a gate. It's not like a super nice one, but
Right.
they do have a clubhouse that serves food. It'd be an interesting selling point. Oh, this is from one of our local residents who bakes this in their kitchen. I
Yeah.
could see how that could be a selling point.
Sure. Why
Yeah.
not? Stretch. The well, I just am excited for you. I hope it turns out to be something like that you can continue to do and that you enjoy doing. Continue to enjoy doing.
Yeah. it's funny you hear about people falling into things. They're like, oh, I never expected to be doing this, but
Right.
it's paying me well and I'm having fun, so why not?
Keep at it, right?
I feel like that's what's happening. Yeah.
All right. All right. Hey, give me a minute, will you? I'm gonna take a quick break, and I'm gonna be right back. All right.
All right, sounds
Thanks,
good.
man. All right, you there?
I'm here.
All right, cool. That worked.
I'm trying out that V Rising game. It's been out for a little while. It was on sale for like $15. It's like a vampire top-down type of game.
Right.
I'm trying that out right now. It's all right.
Did you hear that? What's that zombie game we used to play together? The one where you had to run around to. I'm brain farting the name of it. You know, the one where it's like you were trying to avoid this murderer, and you
Dead
sometimes
by
had.
Daylight?
Yeah, there
No.
you go. There you go. Okay.
Is it
So
Dead by Daylight?
yeah, I think that's the game, right?
We played
Uh,
that? Okay.
I think we both played that a few times together,
Okay. Oh
and
yeah, maybe.
and so I heard something recently about it that they're making
Uh-huh.
that they're going to make a change to.
Okay.
So apparently, the biggest complaint about the game is camping,
All right, yeah.
where people would camp or like catch someone, put them on the hook, right,
Uh-huh,
and then
uh-huh.
camp next to them, make sure they couldn't get away, and make sure no one else could get to them, and what have you. That was the biggest complaint. So I guess what the developers have decided to do is they're gonna do something like either put a timer, on like or something, or penalize you or something like. Anyway, they're gonna try to make it to dissuade people from camping.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I thought of you when I heard
Great.
that. I thought, oh, I
Yeah.
think Johnny used to play that game.
Yeah, I haven't played a DBD in a long time. It was a fun game while it lasted though. It was cool. I watch it sometimes, other people play it. I'm like, oh, okay. I might get back into it one day. It's better with friends though.
Oh yeah, of course, of
You
course.
know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
When you're on
The
comms with a 4-man squad, it's a lot more effective too.
have you played Valheim? Wolfman's been playing that.
Yeah, a few months ago I started a new game with a couple buddies, and I don't, is it the Mistlands? I think it's what it's called, with the newest area, and we made it to the Mistlands, but that's where it kind of fizzled out. We stopped playing. So, um, yeah, that's a great game though. I really like that game.
That's cool.
Wolf
Um,
was playing it, right?
Valheim? Yeah, yeah, yeah. He
Yeah.
says he has the codes. He says,
Oh, nice.
I have the codes.
You got into it for a little bit, right?
My other laptop, I played it for a little bit, but I couldn't play it that much because it was like my laptop was going crazy.
Oh, right.
I do have it on this laptop, but I haven't really gotten around to playing it much.
Okay.
Yeah. Last game I played was the what is it? Oh, come on.
Horizons?
Horizon, yeah, Zero Dawn, or the
Yeah.
last Horizon game or whatever it was. I haven't done the DLC yet though.
How'd you like it? The first one was pretty amazing. I never finished it, but I know
I
it's a
like the
beautiful looking
second
game, right?
one. I like the second one more than I did the first. They made some improvements on the fighting mechanics that I
Okay.
that I, that I like, that made it a little bit easier. One of the things that like they improved the slow motion that you can do and what have you. So yeah, I had fun with that game. That was fun. Uh, I may get. I'm kind of like waiting. The next game I want to get is the new Star Wars game,
Oh,
uh,
Jedi
the
Survivor.
Jedi whatever Survivor, whatever it's called. Yeah, the second part to the other one. I'm probably gonna wait for that to go on sale because that'll probably go on sale in about 2 or 3 months.
I know, right?
You,
Yeah,
you
me
know,
too.
so I'm gonna wait for. I like to wait. I'm probably gonna wait for it to drop to like about $45. Then I'll pick it up. We'll
I
see.
the last one dropped to $5. I think I bought it for 4.99. I already had it on PlayStation, so I wasn't in a hurry to buy it again on PC. But I
Right.
for 4.99, I'm like, yep, that's fair. It's a
It's
great
fair.
game, right? I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
keep me. Go ahead.
you got to be a Star Wars fan, of course, but
Oh
I
yeah, yeah.
enjoyed it.
It's a fun game. It's a real fun game.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that they have improved. I always the thing about games for me is, especially games where you do a lot of fighting, is graphic improvements are wonderful, but I would kind of more want to see improvements in the mechanics of the game itself, and like how you fight, or how you move around in the world and things like that. Because there's some games I've played that look great, but the fighting mechanics, like I did not like the fighting mechanics in the first Horizon game, right?
Okay.
I did not like them, and I ended up putting the game on easy mode and just kind of pushing through it, right? And but with the newer one that came out, I found it less clumsy. I found it more responsive. I found it to be just better overall, right?
Hmm.
And so I enjoyed. I kept it on normal and just enjoyed playing it. And played it. Even after I finished the game, I kept playing it. To get all the little it's in things on the map. The little side missions that you might have missed or what have you.
Uh-huh.
So I enjoyed the second game a lot more than I did the first because of the fighting mechanics.
Yeah, on a lot of those games, I'll put it on easy or just like story mode because I don't have time to
Fuck around with it. Yeah,
get
yeah,
super good. I just want to play the game.
yeah.
There's no shame in that for me for putting it on easy or
No.
anything like that. Like I don't have to prove myself that I'm a
Yeah,
amazing gamer to, whatever, dude.
yeah. No,
Put
no.
it
I'm
on
I'm
easy.
I'm totally with you on that.
Yeah.
I flick on that. I paid for the game. If I want to, flick
Hmm.
on easy mode, I'm going to play easy mode.
Darn Skippy. I agree.
Hey, Woof, you working? What's going on, man? Yeah, what time you get out? I thought you were. Wait, this isn't Wednesday. Why do I keep thinking today's Wednesday? You ever do that and you keep forgetting like the day you're on? You think it's like the next day or the day before. For some reason, I keep thinking today's Wednesday,
Oh, really?
which is especially stupid because Tam's not home. Tam's always home on Wednesday. Tam's not home, so why do I keep thinking today's Wednesday?
You're just in a big hurry for the week to be over.
Yeah, no kidding. Wolf says he's off Saturdays and Sundays now. Nice.
Oh,
He's got the
nice.
weekends back to himself. I know that was a an issue for a while.
Weekend sucks.
So hey, Johnny,
Yes.
let me ask you a question. And this is a
Uh-huh.
question that I'm asking everybody that comes on and talks to me before they go. I'm going to ask them this question, okay? And I'm not saying you have to go, but I just want to hear what your response is. I want you to tell me a story. I want you to tell me a recent story of a moment where you experienced joy. Can you think of one?
Hmm.
Think of a recent moment today, the day before. It can be a small one, it can be a big one, just a moment where you just can recall feeling that little moment of joy.
Yeah, it's a little silly, but
It's
it is
okay.
true that I experience joy. It's really hot out here right now. It's like over 100 constantly.
Woof! Fuck
It's
me.
it's just it's summertime, right?
No.
And my ice in my cups just are not lasting that long, and my ice maker in my damn freezer cannot keep up with me.
Right.
So My wife was at Costco today. She's like, I found these little ice makers. I opened that ice maker, filled it up with water. That thing puts out like 10 cubes every 8 minutes. I was so excited. I'm like, I can have cold drinks as much as I want. Oh, joy to the heavens. Yeah, man. This little ice maker machine. I got a smile on my
If it
face.
was
I'm so
100 and
happy.
if I was in 110 weather or whatever, yeah, I'd be
Oh,
joyous
yeah.
for an ice machine too.
Heck yeah, man. The
That's
best
great.
79.99 we've ever spent.
That's
Worth every
awesome.
penny. I'd pay more.
I'm sure it was, man. I'm sure it was.
Uh,
Oh, that's
yeah, I know
hilarious.
it's kind of it's not the best story in the world, but
No, it's
that did just
great.
happen.
That's great. That's. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, my
One of
drink's empty, but I still have ice in there. It's a happy days.
uh, one of the things that I'm hoping to do, like one of the directions I'm hoping to go with the channel, because I want to get back into the streaming. I want to get back into like the scheduling. I kind of had I kind of came to terms with what I was doing with my live stream and why I let everything go down and why I stopped doing it as often as I was and I kept on making up all these excuses. But the truth is that I had lost the passion for it because
Yeah,
I had allowed my desire to do more, or to succeed or what have you. I had allowed it to how do I say it, to influence the way I saw myself with when it came to streaming. So some days where I would have a lot of people, I would feel great. The days where I would only have a few people, I didn't feel great. I didn't like that not feeling great feeling. So I
yeah,
started coming up with excuses to avoid that.
right.
And those reasons were like, and some of them were legit, some of them were just excuses. Sometimes my neck hurt, sometimes my back was hurting, stuff like that. That's legit. But I was happy when I had, you get what I'm saying? It's
Oh
like when I
yeah,
knew I was going to stream, but my neck was hurting. Oh, it's hurting. I'm not going to stream. That wasn't even a question. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't.
yeah,
It was just like a convenient thing. I had lost the passion because I started letting the ups and downs influence me, more than I wanted to admit.
yeah,
And it took me a while to kind of like realize that that's what I was doing, and I was doing a lot of like I just lost the passion for it. I lost my heart for it. But recently, it's just I didn't like that. I haven't. I wasn't happy about that with myself in the sense of, you know I don't I don't like trying something and not putting everything into it and doing my best, even if I fail, right? And that's
yeah.
the thing is, I don't think I was doing my best. I don't think I was doing, you know, what I could have done better. In other words, right?
Well, I mean, here my perspective is streaming. It's not easy.
Right.
It takes. I mean, being on your A game and putting on a smile and carrying on conversation and
Right.
energy. It's hard. If it was easy, everyone would do it. And there are a lot of people that aren't good at it that do it, and they don't last that long.
Yeah.
It's just like I totally get it. It's only sustainable for so long too. Like breaks are nice to rejuvenate, and if you got rejuvenated and come back with a fresh perspective, and I
Right.
think it's better for everybody.
Well, that's the thing is, I felt like my stream was like, and it's the reason I started doing like playing games was because I felt like my stream was the same thing every time. We would
Yeah,
get on, and you and Wolf and a few others would jump on with me, and we'd talk about the same things every time. And that kind of repetition again made me want to avoid it. You
yeah,
know, you know. Um, so what I'm doing differently now, as opposed to then, is this is still going to be uh, uh, you know we're still going to avoid religion. We're still going to avoid politics, that kind of thing. But what I want to start doing is talking to people. And this is why I'm excited that we can do things like, this here where we can talk to you and we can have up to like 6 people if we want. Where I could talk to people. I want to start bringing people in and talking to them about like what I just asked you. Uh, Either moments of joy that they've experienced that day or the day before, or whatever, recent moment of joy that comes to their mind, or an act of kindness they experienced some point in their life that may have been small but made a big difference to them. You know, and
Yeah.
I want to get in with people and talk to them about the details of it, like who the people were that involved, what's your relationship to them in the sense of, how much did the impact of their words mean to you, and interview people about these things because I think that there are a lot of people that have a lot of, you know, positive stories out there.
Yeah.
There are people that experience positivity every day. There are people out there that experience good things happening to them and they really have no place to put it or they have no place to go and hear it, right? So what
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing is start asking people to come on and talk to me, and we'll have a group of regulars and people like that, and just talk about those things. And then what I'll do is I'll take those and I'll probably either cut them up into clips or videos and put them up on YouTube or what have to share with others. So I think that one of the things that we forget is that there's things that doesn't matter if what your political side is or your religious side or what have you. There's a lot of things that we have in common as humans that we forget,
Oh
and that
yeah.
we don't consider and we don't talk about because we're so busy trying to protect who we identify as or who we are that we forget that part of who we are is in relation to each other, right?
Absolutely.
And that's kind of like what I want to highlight. I want to highlight people's stories of joy, and so that other people can hear them and relate to them and go, "Oh, that person got excited because they got an ice machine. I'm out in the desert too, and oh, I
Yeah.
know exactly what that's like."
Uh-huh.
You know, and they can get that sense of a relationship with each other. And it's kind of like something I did on Mastodon when I back in I don't want to say October or November. I started popularizing the hashtag today, and
Okay.
what I do is every day I put out a post. The first thing in the morning is I put out a post, and the post is basically an encouragement for people to use the hashtag today as a way of talking about just their daily lives, like what they're doing that day, what they're doing today,
Hmm.
what they've got planned, like what they hope to achieve, what their goals are, just to make it social. Because so much in social media is about politics or religion, or maybe it's about their new car or their new property or something like that. But you don't see a lot of social on social networks anymore, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why I started popularizing that hashtag. Now that hashtag is used by hundreds of people every day. It's popularized. Sometimes it pops up in the top 5 or top 10 hashtags and things like that. Because I think, and the reason I popularized that, the reason I wanted to push that was because as a way of reminding people that they're more than their differences,
Oh yeah.
and I think that's
Absolutely.
what people forget. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to work on. Sorry if I rambled
Cool.
there for a minute.
No, I love it. No, it's a great idea. Yeah, I didn't have any idea that was your plan, but I mean, I think that's a great idea.
I just got a message. Hold on. Oh,
You are right. I mean, all the
yeah,
especially on social media, it gets very divisive.
yeah.
And
And that's not what
what
social media was for.
no, you look out your neighborhood window and there's birds chirping and everything's great, and we look on the news and the world's burning down, there's
Yeah,
a disconnect there, and I think being reminded that hey, the world's an awesome place and there's a lot of nice people out there. Better focus on that than the
yeah,
opposite. I agree.
exactly. And the thing is, I know it won't be a hugely popular thing because nice things never get popular. But I think that it can be popular enough for me.
Yeah, I do
You know what I
too.
mean?
I
I'm
think a
not
lot of
looking for
people are
anything
yearning
huge.
for a change, to be honest with you. Very well could be more popular than you think.
I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah.
My goal right now is I want to get at least 4 streams in a week. I want to
Okay.
do like a Tuesday. I'll probably do. I might. Well, probably Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and either Saturday or Sundays, depending. I'm not really sure which day I'm going to land on there, but that's kind of like what I'm going for. It may be more than that in the future. I don't know, but that's where I kind of want to start off.
All right.
With
That's great.
and do and what have you.
It's a fantastic idea.
What a wonderful idea. Watching anything interesting lately, Johnny?
No, I play a lot of games more than watch a
Yeah.
lot of shows, to be honest with you. Yeah. I haven't been I mean, what did I finish The Mandalorian when that was kind of the last big
Oh yeah.
series that I
How'd
got
you like it? Did you enjoy
into.
it?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it's not perfect, but I did enjoy it. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I love Mando.
Mando.
Mando's the best.
That's funny.
Well, how about you? What's in your repertoire of shows these days?
There's a bunch of shows. I just finished one really good show on Peacock called Mrs. Davis. And
Okay.
it was a really crazy premise. It's probably one of the craziest premises I've seen come from a major network in a long time. And the premise is that it's kind of like a little bit in the future, a little a little bit in the future, or actually they never really say if it's in the future or now, but it's just a different, right? The only difference
Uh-huh.
is that there is an AI that has gone worldwide and that everybody uses this app, and what it does is it incentivizes goodness and it helps people to supposedly live better lives and what have you. And it has completely taken over people's lives in the sense of like everyone listens to it, everyone does what they're told.
Uh-huh.
In America it's called Mrs. Davis.
Oh,
In
interesting.
in Europe it's called Mama. It's things like this. So it's all over the world, and this AI has done this. Well, there's this nun who hates this AI.
Uh-huh.
She thinks it has taken the humanity out of everyone.
Yeah.
Not just their humanity, but they're just following what this machine tells them to do,
Uh-huh.
right? And the AI, she refuses to talk to it. She doesn't have a phone. She won't talk to it, right? But
Uh-huh.
this AI pretty much forces into her a position where she has to talk to it. And what the AI wants her to do is to find and destroy the Holy Grail. Now this is where it goes. This is where it starts to go a little crazy, right?
Uh-huh.
You see, what the AI doesn't know, though, is that this nun has a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And I do
Uh-huh.
not mean that in the figurative sense.
Okay.
I mean that this woman she is able to kind of like mentally put herself into this place where she's in this like diner, this little diner, and Jesus is the person that's there in the diner with her, and
Cool. What platform?
it's on a Peacock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it just goes from there, and she gets entangled with this resistance again. These resistant fighter that want to take down the AI as well, and it has
Uh-huh.
something to, and it has to do with her old boyfriend, her old childhood friend, and things like that. And it is just, it is the
Sounds
most
really
off,
good.
it is the most off the rails, crazy thing. Like it's a fun ride for sure.
Yeah, now that
Yeah, called
describing it,
Mrs.
I want to
Davis.
watch it.
We had a lot of fun with it. Like I can't imagine there being a second season. It is such a compact, like from beginning to end story. I almost consider it like a mini series, you
Uh-huh.
know, because I think there was only 8 episodes or so. I think 8 or 9 episodes, but it was such a compact, it's such a complete story that I can't imagine where they would go if there was a second season.
Well, I don't have Peacock, but
Do you
I'm
have?
gonna
Do
look
you,
into it.
I have a bay with its pirates on it.
Arr.
Arr.
I will look into that. That sounds cool.
Yeah, that's a fun show. And the other show that I'm watching right now is Silo. It's in a Apple TV show. Apple has done really good in the last year, coming out with some really good shows. I mean, everything from was it Ted Lasso to there was another one called Shrinking or Shrink or something like that. It was really good. Yeah, they've had a bunch of was it? Oh, the video game one.
The Last of Us?
Mystic Quest.
Oh, okay.
Mystic Quest is pretty funny. So yeah, they've had some good shows. Oh yeah, Severance. Severance was awesome. I'm waiting for that one to come back. But yeah,
I
Apple's had
haven't
some
heard
good
of any of
shows.
these shows. I don't watch Peacock or Apple TV. I feel like I'm missing out
The
now.
only thing we just got rid of Netflix like a month or two ago.
Oh, good call.
Yeah, it's just honestly for the amount that they wanted you to pay, we weren't watching that many shows.
Yeah.
It's like we maybe watched 2 shows on it a month, maybe.
Uh-huh.
There just wasn't a lot. So it's like for $15, you know, we'd rather spend 10 and put it into Peacock. So that's what we did, and Peacock's got some good shows.
Good idea. Yeah. My neighbor was paying like $300 plus for her cable. She kind of lives in the past, writes
Yeah.
checks to bill companies still, and I got her hooked up with YouTube TV because I don't know. I guess it's if you're so used to TV and the TV menu and that's
Right.
all you know, then that's a pretty
That's
good
close.
transition. But Disney
Yeah.
Plus, I got her signed up with Disney Plus and YouTube TV, and they are saving so much money and are so happy they don't have to watch commercials anymore. And yeah, there's some switching to do. I might have to switch around Netflix to something else because I'm not impressed with Netflix either.
Yeah. It's well, they say that's the big thing that they're saying right now is that all the streaming services are struggling.
There's a lot of
And
competition.
I don't think it is. I know what I honestly think it is. I think that the reason they're struggling is because they tried to take an old style of business and pushing it into a more modern technology. Now, and here's what I mean by that. I think that the way they used to do it before, so like HBO would make money on cable, not just through the subscriptions, but all through licensing to the different cable companies, things like that, right? It's the same way all the cable stations made money. Unless you were getting the Prime services, all the free channels that you got on cable, that came with the basic package,
Hmm.
they got paid from you whether you watched them or not. Okay, so
Right,
it didn't matter if you weren't watching Lifetime. You had the whole package, so you were paying for Lifetime, right?
right.
So there was a stream of income that they got from that, and this allowed the channels to do big crazy things, to make movies, to make big series. Like HBO is known for their evocative series, like The Sopranos, and things like that,
Yeah,
because they were making their money differently. back then, and they were making their money on DVD sales as well. Okay,
Okay.
CD sales, stuff like that. So they had all these different forms of income coming in. And then people started pulling away from that. And they knew, okay, we have to get into the internet. We have to get into streaming. So what they did was they followed Netflix, because Netflix started it first, because Netflix saw the writing on the wall, which was that people were going to stop buying, CDs or DVDs, or stop renting them, and that they were going to be more interested in internet because it was a faster form of delivery, right? More satisfying. So because of that, people would tell other people, "Oh, you got to get Netflix, because it's satisfying. Oh, you can watch anything you want anytime. You can watch all these great shows and these movies, and Netflix has this and this, right?" So people were excited. Then Hulu comes around, and Hulu was the combination of like 5 different organizations. It was like WB, Fox, NBC, ABC, right?
Yeah.
And all these things. And it's only 2 now, but um, and that was their test. They dipped their water into it, and for years it was basically just Hulu and Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Then they started getting greedy because they found out that they weren't making the same type of money. They were losing more cable people. More people were pulling the cord, and they were losing more money on the daily with cable. So they no longer wanted to go in with. So the first one, like the major one to come out, was HBO. When HBO came out with their own streaming service, okay, and they wanted to break away from like the Hulu and the Netflix and stuff like that, and do their own cable service to compete with Netflix. But they're still using that same type of mentality, which is okay. Now the only way we make money is they have one way to make money now, basically, because they're not selling DVDs. If they are, they're not selling a lot of them. So the only way they make money is through new subscribers, right? It isn't about how many people watch a show. Like if there are shows that are on, like I'll give you an example, Netflix. There are shows on Netflix that get season after season, even though like nobody really watches them, or like most people don't know what shows they are, but for whatever reason they bring in new customers. Like new customers come in and they start watching that show, right? Yeah. So they'll give them season after season because it's not about how popular it is anymore. Because that's how it used to be. The more popular a show, the more ratings they would have. The more ratings they had, the more money they could charge to the cable companies or what have you to stream their services. Well, they don't have that anymore, right? So now it's just, okay, the only way we make money is through new subscribers. But when the new subscribers stop coming in, their revenue goes down. But now they've got all these productions that they've been making, to lure people in, big shows and what have you, and they have to pay for all that stuff. And they're paying for it all using the same old method that they had before, right? Of production. No matter the fact that production values have changed, I mean, production techniques have changed, that more people can work independently than in studios and things like that. They were doing the same things the old same way with the old expectations of revenue. And now they've gotten to a point where they're realizing that wasn't working. So now you're hearing talks of like Paramount is of closing, their streaming service. Because Paramount wasn't making the type of money that they expected to make. They had to tell their stock people that they made like less than they should have, like supposedly $2 billion in the hole or something like that, right?
Yikes.
Yeah, same thing with other streaming services. They're saying, like, oh, we're not doing that well, and we're not making as much money. It's like HBO. There's a reason HBO and Discovery, even though they merged in businesses, there's a reason they're merging the apps. There's a reason that Disney is getting rid of Hulu. Like, people don't realize Hulu is gone by the end of this year.
Oh, wow.
After the end of this year, there will be no more Hulu. It's because they're taking all their content on Hulu and they're moving it to Disney.
Okay.
And so by the end of this year, all that Hulu content will be on Disney because they own ABC, Warner Brothers, all that stuff, and they don't need Hulu anymore. And Hulu will be gone because
Okay. Yeah.
it'll be gone after that. So all these streaming services are consolidating and realizing, oh shit, uh, we gotta figure a way to generate money differently. You know,
Yeah, and like you said, it used to be about the quality of the show, right?
yeah,
But
not anymore.
now it's like the quantity of the shows.
Well, it's like the they're just pumping out a bunch of shit because it's like they're fishing with different bait. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
The goal of the streaming services is no longer to entertain you and to make it popular because that's what it was with cable. When it was on cable and just even terrestrial TV, through the air, it was about how popular it was. Because the more popular it was, the more commercial they could charge for commercials. If they weren't charging commercials, then the more they could charge the cable company for their licensing. Okay.
Right.
And because it's not about popularity anymore, it's about new subscribers, then that desire for popularity takes a backseat to it may be the second most popular thing, but it's no longer the first. Now the first most popular, the most important thing to them is to gain new subscribers.
Yeah.
And you do that by placating to the lowest common denominator.
Right.
You do it's like pizza. you know,
Uh-huh.
they're all becoming pizza delivery places instead of like HBO, which might have been fine dining or what have you. Or it's now becoming a pizza shop because pizza sells.
Yep.
Everybody likes pizza. It's
Yeah.
pizza sells. So that's where they're going. I feel like
That
I just
sounds about
ranted
right.
about that. Did I rant? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, that was interesting. I haven't really thought about it like that. Like
Yeah,
I
it'll be
really think
interesting to
about
see
these
where they go.
things. Yeah.
The only two streaming services that I think have gotten it right. Well, I don't know if I want to say right, like because they're really not in the game like Netflix. Like if you look at Amazon Prime, Amazon Prime has some good shows on it.
Yeah.
They have some entertaining stuff that you can watch and what have you. But they're not really in the like the new show business as much as they are in the how do I say the rental business because they do a lot of their they can do a lot of rentals like people want to watch the newest movie or whatever you can rent it on
Well,
Amazon
that's
Prime.
true. Yeah.
you know that's what, and also they've admitted straight out, and there's a reason that they never let people know how much Amazon Prime is. The streaming service. They don't tell people how well it's doing, or if it's doing well, or if it's doing not. They don't let anybody know. They keep that shit to themselves because it's
Hmm.
not a concern about whether or not it's successful. It's a concern that they hold the. It's a service that they're giving to Prime members, basically.
Right.
you know so it's kind of like the hot dog at Costco.
It's a loss leader. Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly what it is. And they don't care, and they got that right. And
Yeah.
the other service I think that is doing it right is YouTube, because YouTube, through their YouTube TV, not only kind of stepped into the cable business, and trying to take an old paradigm and make it more relevant today. But I mean, they also have a lot of content that they don't have to put money into that gets produced for them. Some of it's trash, a lot of it's trash. Some of the shit on YouTube is really good, you
Yeah.
know. So, and if we're going into the future, who you gonna bet on? Are you gonna bet on the old style of making stuff or what's on the horizon. And what seems to be on the horizon to me is it's the same thing with I think what you're going to see on with TV and movies and things like that. I think we're starting to see it. We're going to see the same shift that we saw in music, because I remember it was in music where yeah, Cobra Kai started on YouTube, right? Um, where you know people started being able to make music themselves from home, and
Uh-huh.
easily through their computer or through they would get instruments and they would be able to produce it at home, and then things like that easier. You started to see more people making music. You started seeing more music choices and availability than you ever had before, right? And it was because people found it easier to walk into. They found it easier to get into. The same thing is going to happen with TV and movie media. As the technology becomes easier, and you've been seeing this for like the last, hell, 10 years. As the technology becomes easier, more people produce their own content, and that the level of that content is starting to get higher and higher. And eventually it's going to be, you know, the people are going to have the same tools at home to create content that producers have in Hollywood or in wherever they are. Just like they did with music.
Yeah, the barrier to entry is getting
Right.
lower and lower. 4K cameras and less expensive equipment and computers,
Oh yeah,
software,
I
everything.
was
I
just
mean,
seeing a software demonstration yesterday for they were showing like basically like a it was a graphic arts tool, like a Photoshop, right? That was uh, built with an AI, and it was crazy. They were showing like this person's face, and they were manipulating this person's face. They were making the right eye just slightly bigger, right?
hmm
At the same time, the left eye was getting slightly bigger. If the wrinkles that you saw that would be attached to a larger eye got bigger as well on both sides, and it was all in like the shape of the eyebrow changed, everything around it changed, and all that person did was increase the size of the eyeball.
wow.
That's how that stuff's going. They were showing video where um, taking someone out of a video, right? It's
Yeah.
so if you didn't have a green screen, what you would have to do before with the technique was that you would have to go in with a marker or a pen. You would have to trace over the person, and you would have to trace over each frame to tell the computer to, okay, see where I've traced there. Everything else besides what I traced, take out. So just keep what I traced. And you would have to
hmm
do that from frame to frame to frame to frame, right? And then you could take that model and then you could put it into a different scene or something like that if you wanted to, okay? But that's how you
Right.
had to do it. Now, they
Wow.
showed someone with AI. Now, they have a software with AI that one click and it traces that outline for you, and it does everything else within seconds. What used to take literally days for people to do now takes seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
incredible.
like you said, the barrier to entry is it's a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Uh, Wolfman says, "I'm the perfect example of the TV thing. All of our stuff is filmed and produced in house." Right, right. With the creature feature stuff that Wolfman does. Yeah,
I'll be back in a moment. I'm just going to refill my icy drink.
do
Give
it,
me
man.
a
That's
give me
great
a minute.
because I'm going to go refill my drink as well. So I'll be right back. Hang in there, Wolf. We'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Hey, Wolf. What's Wolf got to say? Yep, that's how we roll. With the TV thing. Fall Uprising was locally filmed and produced. Right. My friends film and produce their own stuff as well. Yeah, it's the future, man. Yeah, are you working right now, Wolf? You want to join me on screen? You want to join Johnny and I? I can bring you in here. You can do it through your phone, or you can do it through your phone if you want. It's just a link. It's easy to do. If not, that's cool. If I'd give you the opportunity. Thursday,
All right, I'm
boy.
back.
Johnny's back.
I'm back, y'all.
What's up, y'all? I'm back, y'all. Wonder why it's not showing. Yeah, so, oh, shit. It disappeared. There we go. Forgot to lock that. Let's straighten my disk out. There we go. All right, I like the service that I'm using to do all this. I like that I don't have to use OBS. I'm doing this all straight out of a browser.
Right.
And which is cool because it just cuts down on the resources that that the PC uses and what have you. But most of all, it kind of like streamlines everything for me.
Yeah.
Mr. Big Shot. Yeah.
The load must be carried on their servers then, right? I mean, that's
yeah. Yeah, it's carried. The load is carried on their servers, and I liked them because like there are other services like this that are similar. Restream, StreamYard are the top two. I like this one better because you could do a lot more. They give you a lot more options to do stuff with. And I find that their guest feature is simpler and actually looks better. And they like StreamYard and Restream. You have to pay like $45, $50 a month if you want anything higher than 720p.
Okay.
Right. And I did not like that. Yeah. These guys let you go, over 720p. So that's, better quality, better, looks better. So, I mean, they've got a good competitive price. It's going to wind up costing me like if I pay for it yearly, drop it down to like $19 a month. So
Okay,
I don't think that's too bad. I don't think it's a lot.
Yeah. Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. And who knows? Maybe I can get people in here and get a small community going, and maybe that can help fund it in the future. You never know, that kind of thing.
That would be ideal.
Yeah. But the thing is, I got got my surgery coming up at the end of June 23rd. Basically, is my surgery date.
Okay, yeah, I was going to ask. I know you said it was in June. I couldn't remember exactly when.
Yeah, so I might. There might be a week or two that I miss streaming.
Are you excited? Are you a little concerned? Are you
honestly
mixed feelings?
I was talking about this with Tam the other night. I said that it's going to happen. I want it to happen because of everybody says you're going to feel so much better afterwards, what have you. Yeah. So for that reason, I'm excited. I'm not afraid of the pain because although I don't like pain, I have a very high tolerance to pain.
Yeah.
So it's not really the pain or the idea of being in pain that's getting me. What gets to me is I want, there's part. How do I explain this to Tam? I said to her that it's the not knowing, because it's going to go either one of two ways. It's either going to be pretty easy to get through, as long as I follow the regimen and what have you, or it's going to be it's going to be a struggle. Like more pain than I'm expecting. And they say that the most pain you'll feel is the most pain you felt, before the surgery, right?
Okay.
So that doesn't bother me, but that's the thing is I want to know, is it going to be really painful? And if it is, I'll deal with that. Or is it going to be a breeze and hey, that's great?
Right.
So it's like that not knowing which way it's going to go. I can handle either way. I just want to know which to expect. That's how my
Yeah.
brain works is I want to know which to expect so I can mentally prepare. And it's kind of
Yeah.
hard for me to mentally prepare for both.
Right.
It's like, okay, great, I'm mentally prepared for both. I'll handle it either way. But which is going to be? Just just let me know ahead of time. I'll handle it either way. Just
How do
let me know
you
what it's going to be.
How do you feel about the pain pills? Some people are like, "Oh God, I won't take them. I can't handle them. They make me sick. I just avoid them at
Right.
all costs." Or some people, no
Hmm.
big deal. I mean,
So
for them,
here's how it was explained to me, and or here's how an explanation was given that I really liked, and I thought made a lot of sense to me because I was like that. I don't like taking like opioids because they make me
yeah,
constipated. They make me
they suck.
constipated and
Yeah.
suck and what have you, right? But I was listening to this doctor talk about it, and what he said was that the reason he was talking specifically about knee surgeries, and he
Hmm.
was talking about the reason your doctor prescribes this regimen of painkillers from everywhere from ibuprofen to opioids is, and they want you, and it's best for you to take them for the regimen, not just like whenever you feel like it, but they'll give you like a regimen. This is when you're supposed to take this, right?
Yeah.
And they say the reason they do that is because what it does is, so if let's say my knee is hurting and it's throbbing in pain, and I decide, well, I can take it, I can take the pain. I don't want to take an opioid. Well, what happens is that pain continues and it affects and it goes into the surrounding tissue around it, right? And what that can do for your knee is that can prevent things like it from healing, or it can prevent things like from the elasticity that you need to stretch your knee to take place. Because if it thinks it's in pain, it wants to protect everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So by taking the regimen of painkillers that they say to take them when they take it, what you're essentially doing is blocking that from happening, and you're allowing the knee to heal, right? Because
Yeah.
if you're hurting, it's not going to heal like it should be. But if you're in a relaxed state, it's more likely to heal quicker.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate in that the only way that opiates really affect me is that they make me constipated.
Yeah.
I'll just have to like take some laxatives or what have you to deal with that. I got some mild laxatives that'll do the job for me.
Hmm.
I am fortunate that I don't have an addictive personality.
Oh, okay.
Which means and I've actually been tested for this. I've had like it's like psychological testing, and one of the biggest things was I do not have an addictive personality, and the reason I had that done was because I have addiction in my family.
Okay.
A lot of people in my family have dealt with addiction. I
Yeah.
am fortunate that I don't have that type of personality. So the fear of becoming addicted to opioids isn't really there. I've taken opioids before. I've had no problem quitting them in the past. They feel great, and they're tempting to do all the time, but I don't have that like, ooh, I
Yeah.
got to get more kind of personality where I need to have something like that.
Yeah. That's good to hear. And especially when you're in a ton of pain, like
Mm,
it's not about feeling good, it's about mitigating that pain, right?
yeah. No, yeah, it's about mitigating. It's a lot about allowing the body to heal.
Yeah.
And that was the main thing. Yeah, Wolf says. Plus, the doctor needs his kickback from the pharmaceutical company, so he prescribes it. You'd be surprised. Doctors don't really get like your regular doctors don't really get kickbacks. The only doctors that get kickbacks from subscribing or from pharmaceutical companies are usually the ones that are in charge of other doctors. So it's like when you go to, the attending physician or the not the attending, sorry, the chief surgeon or the chief of whatever general practice, you're right. It's usually that person that gets the kickback. It's not like all the doctors underneath them. And it's usually the only ones that get kickback on are like the small, or excuse me, not small, the big time doctors who have their own practices. Because most doctors don't have their own practices. Like most doctors are attached to like some kind
Facility,
of facility or something like that. Yeah. You'd be surprised how many doctors are grunts. How many doctors are out there just trying to, make a living? Like my surgeon, right? My surgeon, my specialist, my orthopedic specialist. The only reason I got this guy, and he's a fairly good. I looked him up afterwards. He's a good surgeon, good doctor. He works out of Los Angeles at a really big orthopedic surgeon place, and he works out of Fullerton at a big orthopedic place, right? And I got him at this little dinky Medi-Cal paid hospital, doctor's office, because he was doing a favor for his friend because he was Chinese and he speaks Chinese. So he was doing a favor for his friend because that place has a lot of Chinese people that come there. So he just happened to be there to help his friend who ran the place. And he says he comes in like every Monday or something like that. I just caught him and he looked at my stuff and says, okay, let's do this. I got a good surgeon out of sheer luck.
That's good. That's pretty cool.
But yeah, he had to take up that extra job. He goes, I got to make money too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
But I'm looking forward to it. I want to get it done. I want to get it over with. I hate the fact that I had to wait 2 months. That's what sucks.
Hasn't your knee been injured longer than 2 months, though, right?
Well, yeah. Well, I had to wait for 2 months to have the surgery because, I have psoriasis, right? And I've been taking these. I've been taking 2 injections every 2 weeks. Like I take 4 injections a month, basically. And to help keep the psoriasis away. Well, the problem is I had to stop the injections for 2 months because, and that's why I'm having the surgery in 2 months, is because it increases the risk of infection during surgery.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Right? So I had to be off of, my dermatologist and surgeon both agreed, I had to be off of the medication, the injections, for 2 months at least. And I can't get back on it until the doctor says my knee is healed, basically. It doesn't have to be 100%, but it has to get past this, all the sutures have to be cleaned up and pulled out, and, everything in there is working fine, and keep on the progress of rehabilitation. But the actual knee has to be, healed before I can start going back on to the injections. So that's why I had to wait for 2 months, because I had to be 2 months off of the injections before I could have the surgery.
I see. All right.
And that sucked.
Yeah.
Because I hate waiting.
Right.
I am not someone who deals with anticipation that well. I tend to struggle with it. So, yeah, fun time. Wolfman says, how do you tell who is the head nurse? Do you look for the one wearing knee pads?
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of hospitals you go to, buddy.
Yeah. I don't know. You sure that's a hospital? Is it your hospital in Las Vegas? Is it anywhere in your Reno?
Was everyone in sexy nurse outfits?
No, that's fine.
Medi-Cal does not pay for that service.
Yeah, no, it does not. Well, so I don't know. Oh. I love the little setup I got going on here. I'm really, I think once I look back at the video and I look at the quality, I'm probably gonna go with this.
It's a 2 hour free trial.
Well, it's a 2 hour every day on the free because they have a
Okay.
free, version of it, and then they have a basic and then a pro.
Shit, you just stream 2 hours a day.
Yeah, well, I kind of
Bam.
want they give you a little bit more, like you can record your stuff straight from them, and there's like a few perks that they give you for going to like the basic package,
Uh-huh.
that are good. See the cat behind me now, that I want. So that's why. And also, I hate that. I hate the thing over here, that right there. I hate that little watermark that pops up. Bugs me. What I'll probably do is I'll take this, like what you're on, the square here. I'll raise it up to about higher where that thing is, and then I'll
Uh-huh.
have a second screen down next to it so I can bring in other guests and what have you. So it'll be cool.
Very cool.
There are different like dynamics that we can do with it. Like, oops, hello, where is this? I hit the wrong button. So we can do it. Oh, does it bring you in? No, no, no. Okay, sorry, I hit the wrong button. I'm still learning this thing. Are you there,
I'm
Johnny?
here.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
you're still
here. I'm
there. Okay,
here.
okay. Yeah. So, and as it just has pretty cool. Like I can do a private chat with you, I think.
Okay.
Or like I can go into here and I can see you there, and I can type. Let's see, does it show up here? You say hi, John. So like I just sent
Yep,
you
yep.
a, yeah, yeah. See, so I can do private chat with people in there. And there's just all this other stuff. Like I'll be able to do more than one camera if I want to. So there's perks for going to like the next level up kind of thing
Oh, that's cool.
that are interesting to me.
Okay. Yeah, I have a lot of options too. Like I can turn on cam, share my screen, share a video,
Mm-hmm.
turn on dark mode, which I should have done, but I was alt tab. Perfect. Yeah, this is really cool, man. I like it. I've never heard
Yeah,
of it, but
I didn't hear about it till 2 weeks ago,
yeah,
and
that's pretty awesome.
yeah, I was like, oh, let's check this out, and then I started playing around with it, and what I like about it is that it just kind of because I was. See, here's the thing. I had the ability before to bring in guests, and I had the ability before to highlight comments, which you've seen me do before.
Uh-huh.
But these were all different services that I had to kind of put together and use at the same time. And I had like different screens that I needed to run those things, and I found it to be cumbersome. You
Uh-huh.
know, I just found it to be a hassle. This puts everything onto one page for me, streamlines it. The only thing I have like on my tablets now, because I have like a tablet here, I have a tablet over here. On this
Mm-hmm.
tablet, on this tablet here, I have basically my think of it as a Stream Deck. It's called Touch Portal, but it works like Stream Deck. So I have like buttons where I can like do the last comment, hit that, and the last comment that was posted comes up. And I can get rid of it like that, and I can go to the, if I gotta leave, be right back, like that. So I control that, and then on my other tablet over here, I have Twitch and YouTube, and I'm watching the chats on that. But I can also see the chat on my screen as well. So it just kind of consolidates everything for me, brings all these things into one place, and makes it way easier than me trying to do it all on my own and in different places and in different tabs and keeping track of different tabs, all at once.
Uh-huh.
So that was what attracted me to it.
That is awesome.
It's fun. So, ooh, what's wrong with my camera? Oh, there we go. Camera. But yeah, that's what's going on. Oh, I'll tell you, give a little update about us. I guess about a month ago, Tam's mother has been in an assisted living facility for the last year,
Oh, okay.
and up in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And just because she's gotten old, she's like 70 something years old. She's old, frail, and you know doesn't take good care of herself. So she was able to get her transferred to a place right by, where Chalk Hospital is.
Oh yeah, I grew up right next to it.
Right next to Chalk. It's right around that area. Excuse me. So Tam's been excited about that. Her and her sister and her brother have been visiting their mom more often. Tam is going there tonight to see her mom, to bring her mom some food and to feed her and to take care of her and to clean her up and stuff like that. And I think she's probably slowly slipping into dementia as well. Tam says she's like a toddler. Tam talks about how she shits herself and she has to
Yeah.
bathe her and help her go to the bathroom and these other things.
Well, my grandpa's 94. And my parents
Jesus,
are taking care of him,
that's my
so
fear.
I know all about that.
That's my fear, man. That's like it's like so like people talk about like wanting to live a long life and what have you. Living a long life is a great idea. You got to live a long, healthy life though, right?
Yeah, the
And
caveat.
right, my problem is that I come from a long lived genetic stock. Like my grandparents didn't die until they were in their 80s. And you go
Uh,
back on my father's side, they didn't die until they're not into their 90s. I even had a great grandfather that lived to like over 100. But here's the problem. By the time they died, like I'll give you an example. My great grandfather, I should say, when he died, he had lost a foot due to diabetes. He had lost an eye due to diabetes. He had several heart attacks. He was he had Bell palsy, that paralyzation on one side of your face due from
uh-huh.
a heart attack. He had three of his fingers had been missing due to some kind of like something to do with arthritis or something, like where they had to like because it was too painful, or I don't know what it was, but they had to remove three of his fingers. Basically, by the time he died, like he had problems with his liver. It's like he lived for too long. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
like, like his body just, no matter what was wrong with it, wouldn't give up. It had to be like a series of things happening all at once to finally take him out.
Yeah.
And that's how it is with a lot of the people in both sides of my mother and my father's family. For they're like crazy long life.
Fighters.
Like my
Yeah.
my yeah, my dad is 70. What is he? He is 74 years old. He lives in Indiana. He rides around on a bicycle. He got an electric bike that he rides around on. He works. He tools around with his Linux computer. He
Okay.
at home. He he has girlfriends.
Nice.
you know, but he's also has what do you call it? What is the thing? Oh, damn it, I'm brain farting it. It's no, it's not cerebral palsy. He has basically he had some kind of disease when he was a kid, and one leg is severely like smaller than the other, like thinner, like around, and it messes up his knee and his ankles and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But and he's had like four heart attacks. And he's had like has shunts put in his heart and all this other stuff. And but he's still plugging along at 70, 40 years old.
Boy, yeah.
Like going at it. And I just think to myself, well, that's what I have to look forward to now, man. I'm gonna live too long, and it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna live too long. So like when I hear people say, "Oh yeah, my grandfather lived till he was 90," I'm all like, "Oh God, I hope that doesn't happen to me."
Yeah.
Like
I hear
no.
you.
Yeah. So, where am I getting it? Why does it say I'm getting? Oh, never mind. It said I was getting a message on Discord, but I couldn't find the message anywhere. Then I just see it was another channel that I haven't turned off the notifications for. uh, yeah, trying to woof, trying to live the good life. Hey, like my cat back here. Just decided it was gonna come up and say hi. I guess this is my streaming buddy apparently. Now you can see me, not just hear me, right?
I can see you.
Yeah.
Let me check the stream.
Uh,
Yep. Stream's working. What's
yeah,
funny
stream looks
is that,
good.
yeah, stream looks great. And yep,
Yeah.
I can see you just fine on the browser.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
good.
that's really cool, man.
Yeah, I like it.
it.
Me too. And if I can start getting more people in here, I think it'll just make it more fun.
When
Hopefully
was the
we can
last
do
time you
that.
streamed on Twitch? Has it been a while? Or when you do your other streams, are
No,
you
I
on
was
here too?
when I was doing the games and stuff like that. I was doing both. I'm on Twitch and YouTube right now. So
Okay.
it gives you the free thing gives you two places that you can multi-stream to, and
Uh-huh.
the basic package lets you go up to like I think four places that you can multi-stream to, which is fine
Yeah.
because there's only four places that I multi-stream to anyway, so I don't really care. But yeah, like right now it's just Twitch and YouTube.
And it's
So
streaming on your website too?
no, fuck, I forgot. Damn it, I needed to switch that out. Thanks for reminding me that. There was I totally forgot. I needed to like. No, it's not right now. It's on something else. Thank you. I totally brain farted that.
It's a lot of stuff to remember.
It's
Gotta
too
have a
much,
checklist.
Johnny. Yeah,
You need
it's
a checklist.
probably not a bad idea. Wolfman says it looks good on this end. Well, thank you, Wolf.
Nice.
I'm glad. How does it sound, Wolf? That's the other thing. I'm gonna go back and listen to it because sound. That I'm very sensitive to like how something sounds.
Yeah, ask Wolf how it sounds, because
Sounds good. Yeah, all right,
Nice.
awesome, man. Wolf, man, I forgot half of it already. You're so funny. But what is that? Oh, okay. I was looking at my timer. Yeah, I was looking at the timer. I have just a few minutes left before it goes out on me. I'm trying to think what else is going on. Oh yeah, so Tam's happy that she's been able to go and see her mom more often. So she's been gone. I'm trying to support her for doing that because it's something that's really important to her, and
that's good.
it makes her happy and
Yeah.
what have you. So I try to help her do that as much as she can. But yeah, other than that and surgery, that's all that's really happening right now. But hopefully I can get this going more. And on the weekends, I'm hoping that I'll do like a later stream on the weekends. I'm hoping that it'll be the weekend or it'll be on a Thursday or Friday where I'll do a stream at towards like I said, at 2 o'clock, more at like 4 o'clock, from 4 to like 6 or something like that on the weekend.
Okay.
Thinking of doing that too, just to broaden the time horizons.
Yeah,
So,
why not?
Yeah, why not?
Might get some different viewers from. It really depends on the time of the day of when people can actually watch streaming
yeah.
stuff, right?
So I know a lot of people are working right now. You know.
Yeah. Or pretending to. Not naming any names.
Will says I should stream the old Valheim sometime. Yeah, man, you should. Definitely. Oh, that's the one thing I didn't like about this service, and I'm not, I'll tell you, not everything is rosy. Nothing ever is. The one thing that I found that I did not like about the service was that, um, so if you, it will let you um, screen capture a window, right? So let's say if you want to play a game, you want to screen capture that window. And you can do that, but you don't get any sound.
Okay, yeah.
To get the
I had a feeling that's
sound,
where you're going with that.
yeah, to get the sound, you have to like use this other app that basically takes your excuse me, takes
System audio.
your system sounds, yeah, and your audio, and like puts it into like one thing.
That makes sense.
To its output, right?
I think doesn't
yeah.
Discord work similarly, where
I
if
think
you want
so.
to share your screen, you don't get sound, but if you share the actual application, then you do. Yeah, I don't know
like that.
exactly how that works, but that does make sense. That's pretty common.
But for me, I'm not really into like the playing the game thing anymore on here. I really want to get in contact with people, like I was, telling you before. I want to build the community again, and
yeah, there's enough people playing games on Twitch as is.
Right. I want to do something different.
Those days kind of fizzled back in the day too, right? It was much more poppin' when we were just talking, interacting. So yeah, not a deal breaker.
I agree.
Wolfman feels attacked. What do you mean? I didn't mention any names. I mean, wouldn't that be like some sort of internal thing you're dealing with here, bud?
Yeah, what's going on there, Wolf? What are you feeling?
Talking about someone else.
What is it? What's the old saying about you feel your ears burning? Like someone's talking about you.
Yeah.
What the hell? Whoa.
Well, my son woke up from his nap. I gotta get.
All right, I gotta get going anyway.
Like you had a couple minutes left too, so things
timing wise is working out really great. Well. Go take care of your kid. Thanks for talking to me, Johnny. It was good helping me test this out. Got to do this more often. Get more people on here too. Wolf, thanks for watching. And anybody else that's been watching, thank you very much. And we will be back probably tomorrow. Try this again. See how it goes. So hang in there, and we'll see everybody later. Thanks, Johnny.
Sounds great, bud. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
You're very welcome.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.